450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Gutter Worx. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. Sexton goes 3-3-2 for first.
Dude, he was rolling.
He was rolling, man.
The first one, he was rolling. Second one, what was the second one? A start? Dude, so much happens in Triple Crowns.
I know.
I mean, he got bad starts pretty much all night other than the last one.
Oh, hold on.
Dude,
I got notes.
It was very VRM of him, just to kind of be consistent. What did he say about that last main? He tried to go with Eli.
He wanted to go with Eli, and he just didn't have it. And it was funny too because they brought that up on the broadcast, and of course Ricky sounded like a tartar sometimes. I'm not gonna go full R like Travis does.
Yeah.
He was like,
a comment on that.
He's like Chase probably just doesn't need to beat him. Knows. And Chase is basically like, no, I wanted to beat him.
Yeah.
I'm a little pissed I didn't.
Well, that's pretty impressive, and that's
Ricky's very self-conscious about that, by the way.
He's a lot better when he's not, being talked to in his ear because the one with Jace, talking about the old days, he's fine.
Yeah.
I want to listen to that. Was that pretty good, by the way?
It's real good.
Yeah, I mean, he even goes into money, too.
Yeah, it was real
I
good.
heard that about the Suzuki contract.
Yeah, his contract.
It
was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to go full detail.
I mean, there's another very off topic. Here we go. But We Went Fast is another media outlet out there, kind of a third-party media or whatever you want to call it, a guy that was in the industry back then.
Yeah.
And he did a long-form, oral history on that where he talked to the agent involved. He tried to get comments from Honda. He got a bunch from Ricky. It's a very good read.
Interesting.
Well, basically, they said, and before we get back on track, that what Ricky said he used to make back in the day, nowadays, with inflation, would equivalent to be like 8.5.
Damn.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive.
Well,
Just
I mean,
from
he is the
Suzuki.
greatest of all time.
I mean, yeah. So, anyways, back to Chase.
Well, speaking of the number 4.
Speaking of the number four.
I mean, in true number 4 fashion, he wasn't the fastest guy last night, and he still won.
Which is not something we usually say about Chase. Chase usually doesn't, when he wins, he wins. He doesn't usually, win by consistency, a lot, especially Triple Crowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bike looks good.
God, the thing looks like glue, bro.
Well, glue, but I still seen a couple things I didn't like. He hung that wheel.
Yeah.
Well, that's more on him, hanging the wheel in that section and going for a ride there. But, man, he doesn't have his whip speed.
No, but I think he looked at the long game and he goes, look, man, I still can have good whip speed. Big, strong kid, can just commit to him. He's like, I need to work on this bike, planting in corners, sticking it wherever I want to. And I have never seen, I mean, Chase is, big, thick kid. He likes to man it, not like Eli, because he rides more with the rear compared to Eli. But I have never seen Chase be so animated with the front end going through rhythm sections, slamming in, launching into the pocket, and absorbing all that energy to stay low. I've never, and the old setup, he would have died every time. And that's why I said in the group chat, I'm like, that old bike setup, every one of those mains, he would have died at least 10 times. And he just was full send. He almost he knew that whatever he wanted to do with the bike, it was going to plant and he was going to go.
Yeah, I don't know if this plays a factor in or if they had him testing or not. Maybe you guys would know or have heard it or somebody out there have heard it, but has Muscan been doing any testing or anything like that for them?
No, not in a long time.
He's hurt.
Well, he just kind of rides for fun.
I think he's hurt, though. I think DV said he was hurt or something.
Well, he also rides 2 strokes more than anything these days.
Well, I guess the reason I'm thinking that is because you talk about him kind of slamming into sections and going. Muscan was very good at that. Very, I guess, mad skill style.
Well, I know what else he was good at slamming into? Eli Tomac.
We're talking about Southwick?
No, I'm talking about...
Oh, East Rutherford? And
East
Southwick?
Yeah.
He slammed him at Southwick?
I mean, he got a little aggressive with him. Somebody brought that up in one of the things, too, where you were talking about, Jett or whatever. And it was oh, so you got no problem with, that happening, but, the Marvin and Eli thing. And I'm like, dude...
What, with Jett getting out of control?
I don't remember what it was. Here? The whole point of what I took out of that is I laughed because I'm like, dude, that was from 2017. Yeah. How do you remember that conversation?
Man, it's the YouTube comments. Bunch
maybe
of
they went into the notebook and got some Marv
settings.
On
the tism.
He just did it.
You think they went into the notebook and got some Marv setting?
I mean, maybe.
Do you feel like they look like they kind of ride similar?
No.
He keeps talking about
as far as the bike sticking.
He keeps talking about changing bars and seat and stuff and changing the rider triangle to make him more comfortable because he didn't like the way it was last year.
Well, that's
seat. He's very big on we changed bars and seat.
Does he have a ribbed seat? I guess I don't pay attention enough to the seat shit.
And it's cut really weird too. People are making fun of it. I haven't really paid that close of attention to it, but he's talked about that a lot this year. Of they've changed the rider triangle for him so that he feels more comfortable. Because he felt like he was maybe too high on the bike was what he said last year.
Had to.
Because of the way the seat sat.
I mean, dude, there's a lot of things. People don't think about that. Like,
you don't think about
seats
that
are like
much.
seats with F1 cars, not to the
Yeah.
extent, but you can do a lot of shit. You can do with
And
the foam. You can do with the actual cover. You can do with the actual mold, the brackets on it to the
Well,
subframe.
he said they did so much that he was like, at one point, my dad was like putting a seat on that I think Jade had made like the night before or something, and he was literally like, "This better be the last fucking one because I'm tired of changing your seat."
Well, I mean, I get.
That sounds like a dad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. I mean, it'd be really easy. You could just look at it, and you could look at him in neutral position, and you could see where his knees are at, and you could tell if there's a difference there.
Yeah.
That'd make a lot of sense too. Like, I mean, that's probably on the back burner for a lot of riders. Is really
You wouldn't
figuring
think
out
about
the
that.
triangle. So last year, obviously, they were probably just suspension, not even thinking about the triangle part. You know, that kind of makes sense with your boy Jett too, with the handlebar change last week.
And the insane amount of how far he runs his clutch lever in and front brake lever in.
The
leverage thing, though.
we'll get to Jett.
Yeah, that's a lot of interesting stuff you don't really think about.
It's the shit I like looking at, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But no, great win for
got the
Sexton.
red plate now.
Got the red plate
Red
back.
plate. KTM's just stroking checks.
Going back to Florida?
So I'm gonna ask this, and don't jump down my fucking throat here. Okay.
Well, my name's not Jett.
Wow.
So we've talked about this.
Good lord.
We've talked about this in prior years in championships with Chase. If he wins this one, if Jett's hurt now, is it Asterisk?
no,
Jett's
because
out?
it's so early in the season.
Okay.
No,
All right.
because we have Eli Tomac
I'm just
and
asking
Cooper.
the question. I don't have a conviction for it. Okay. I
Well-
think Tomac's on. I think Kenny's on. I think there's plenty of other guys
Coop-
that are that
Coop's
good.
now coming into
Coop's
form.
coming
we
into
still have
form.
4 more guys that won titles before.
So I don't have a big conviction, but I'm just saying it is the defending champ. He did win a race. There was obviously progression coming in here.
and he's not even out for sure yet.
Yeah, and that's not even
As we
knowing.
film this.
Somebody this morning, and here we go back to your favorite word, these fucking retards on the internet.
Why you gotta
Our
drop
fucking-
that?
What the fuck?
Quit dropping that.
Some dude's telling me in the comments that he already had an MRI. We
Yeah,
just
I saw
don't know.
that. No.
And I'm like,
No.
what?
No.
Okay, show me your source.
Hey.
Source your
He
material.
wasn't getting an MRI at 11:30 in fucking Glendale.
No.
Can we lose the R and call them weenies? The weenies on the
The
internet?
wieners?
I could go to a different word. That's going to be worse.
I don't do I want to go down this road?
No,
with
you don't.
No, you
Stop.
don't.
All right.
Don't go
Just
down this
stop.
road with
Just
him.
let me use the word.
Anyway,
no,
fine.
I mean, I don't think so because we're so early into the season. If this would have been like an Eli situation, I could give it to you on that one. But also, too, and we've also been over this with the Eli thing. People want to go, Eli, what are the champion? Yep, you're damn right. But guess what? Eli didn't because he couldn't make it through the whole season.
Yeah.
It's not Chase's fault that Eli's body gave out on him.
I understand. I'm just saying
Yeah, no,
that
it's a
there's
good
a lot
question
of
to ask.
there are a lot of people out there that look at the titles he's won. You look at last year in outdoors, okay? Everybody, Jett was the fucking
with you. Yeah,
man
everybody was
until he
out.
got hurt, and then he was out, and Eli was out, whatever. You look at the Supercross, yeah, why'd he win that? Essentially, it was because Tomac got hurt because there was very little chance that he was going to beat Tomac straight up those last 3 races.
If you want to go back even further, we can go into 250 titles.
You can go to
and
one.
Faulkner.
Yeah, I mean, you go to one in 2020.
The other
'cause
one he did
Faulkner-
win
Yeah.
fair and square, but the Faulkner one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
I mean, it's-
understand. I'm just saying. Like I said, I don't really have a strong, even as a Jett guy, I don't have a strong conviction on it at this point because it's just like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, there's still these other guys. Like Tomac's fucking ripping at this point.
I mean,
Tomac
we
is
could honestly-
absolutely ripping.
We can honestly go through history, and we could, if we really wanted to dive deep into a lot. Well, maybe other than most of Ricky's championships, we could be like, yeah, that guy only won because of this or this, and
Yeah.
this. It's like it's a never-ending game. It's a good hypothetical game to play.
Yeah.
At the back end of it. But like also too, it's not on them for you guys to stay healthy.
No.
It's he stayed healthy and you didn't. That's not his fault.
Yeah.
That's part of the game.
Yeah,
That
it's
dude
part
can
of
hit
it.
the ground too.
It's the same thing that like when people talk about, well, if somebody would have got a start or somebody got a start. I'm sorry, is the start technique not on that guy? We got to stop doing that.
That's an
That's-
aspect in our sport. You
That
gotta
is-
be
part
in
of
it to
and
win
that's something I've been arguing with people about Deegan here for the last week.
and
Oh,
we'll
well,
get into
look
it.
what happened when he finally got a start. Okay, cool, but that's part of it. And sorry, he hasn't been able to fucking do that all
It's
year.
like the same thing. Like if you want to talk about Formula One, well, if they would have qualified better, well, they didn't qualify better, so that's why they were dead ass last on the grid.
Yep,
not
100%.
So yeah,
100%.
no. Chase rode good, and honestly, it's cool to see him win a race like this where he didn't like he had to prove he had to be consistent. Because there's still a lot of things that people are like, oh, could Chase do this, this, and this?
Yeah.
And he just won it by being consistent, which is something we don't really talk about with Chase when it comes to this kind of stuff.
VRM.
Vet rider
I mean,
mentality.
honestly,
that
dude,
rider
he's
mentality
kind
right
of getting to that point. He's already been
he's
fucking pro
getting
for
that
a
age,
long
dude.
time,
Alright,
bro.
getting that age.
So Webb's not good at Glendale and goes 153
And he's
per
pissed
second.
when people say he's not.
Hey,
Well,
guess
that's
what?
because he got asked 67 times.
He took that shit personally.
He
You know what I really
took
like?
that shit
He called
personally.
out Ricky.
So I watched Race Day Live, and Ricky was like, "Yeah, wild card, 8th place," and I don't know if he was actually meant it,
Yeah, I
or
saw
was
that
doing
too.
it
I
just
heard
to
that.
fire him up, but it fired him up enough.
Yeah,
If that's what he used,
he rode good last night.
And guess what? We're going to Tampa, where there's going to be a lot of ruts. So
he,
we'll see,
he
bro.
feeds off people,
And it's going to be
doubting him.
hot
Yeah.
there this weekend. I mean, it's always hot in Florida, but it's going to be hot this weekend.
Yeah, he feeds off that doubt, and a lot of people are doubting Coop after last week. So
Yep.
Oh, he's in it, bro. That race last night, I understand he only got second. He's already back in it.
Interesting.
that
tweet.
first ride was impressive. Jett didn't. I thought he was going to mow him down.
I'll be honest, I thought the same thing. When
I
Jett
did-
closed on him, I thought, I'm
I
like,
did
well,
too, but then watching that, okay, here's what I realized with that track. That track was awesome, but it again was not a great racetrack because everything was just as wide open as you could possibly go. So there really wasn't like nobody was jumping necessarily a whole bunch of different stuff, right? Yeah, you had that big hit
Well,
that you
that's
could
why
either go
Jett lost.
over.
I feel he missed
or
that a
whatever.
couple laps.
but there was places to make passes, though. There was a lot of people that made a lot of passes.
there was, but the other problem that you run into with that, right? Because that track was so big and so wide open, was that because people in the comments today of the reaction show were like, plenty of places to make passes, bull turns, blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, yes, but if you go into that bull turn to make a pass, you make contact, and you can't get out of there, there's 2 guys or 3 guys behind you that are right there, and because you're now not moving, they're moving, they're going to pass both of you. So you had to be super duper calculated to do it. I don't know, man. Like, again, Coop rode awesome, everything to him there. I just don't know that there was necessarily great places to make moves if you were anywhere close to somebody behind you.
But I also believe if Jett was close enough, he could have made a pass if he wanted to.
I mean, he kept closing up.
But then
he
Coop
couldn't-
pulled it back out,
Yeah.
though.
He did, and I think a lot of it is again you got to do all the doubles. So
Lap after lap king, man. I stand by my comments in the group chat. Lap after lap king.
Yeah.
Like, that's who
Yeah.
Coop is. Just
Yeah.
lap after lap, man.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm with that.
Little Chad Reed-esque in that sense.
Yeah, I told you guys don't count him out last week. I was a little worried, but he's
I was
back.
too.
He's back.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
he's
crazy,
okay.
but that's like, that's just Coop, dude.
He said it with that little fucking
Shit-eating grin he always
yeah,
does.
that little shit-eating grin, like we're getting ready to go back east.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I love that he pointed that out there. He's like, "Hey, man, like I don't really like this. Like we're going back east.
Anybody
Ruts."
find it ironic that Tomac is no longer working with Gilly and Coop is?
That is a little weird.
Coop still is. Mm-hmm. Why? I wonder why.
Like
That's
Gilly
why.
still works for the team, and Tomac's just not working with him anymore.
I wonder why. That's interesting.
I don't know. It's super weird to me.
That is weird.
Super duper weird.
But anyway, yeah, Cooper Webb, dude.
Yep. Cooper
Hey.
Webb, second place.
You like this? What'd you think of when you saw his gear?
I thought it was cool. I like
I
it.
thought of Yamaha Troy.
Yeah. It's that doesn't go front of mind because it's been so long since we've seen
I'm
been in
thinking
YOT.
Jason Lawrence 08.
Dude, honestly, man, and I like Fly. I don't know any of the people there anymore because it's been such a long time. But like anything that like Coop, every kit he's had so far through 4 rounds, I like it.
Well,
Yeah.
you know why? It's because he has input on the gear he's wearing, which I really liked about Chad Reed and Shift. Like they can they really have their hands in on what they're wearing.
I honestly think when you're that big, when you're at that level, no matter what company you ride for, you should have a say in everything because it's like
I
you're
100% agree.
you're paying a pretty penny for me.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you not let me have creative
It's like
control?
Jason Anderson's got a couple one-off kind of kits. That
They
he
should,
wears.
man. Like,
I think
like,
that's badass.
That's no offense to like the guys that are getting like 5th and 6th or whatever, but like you're paying all this fucking money for this guy. Why not let him have creative control?
You know, part of the problem is, and you probably know this, I'm not sure if you know this as much, is that the OEMs have input into what they're supposed to wear too, right?
Sometimes. Well, we know this because when you were doing wheelies on your street bike, Chad Reed was only allowed to wear blue and white, and he
Yes.
caused a fucking.
Well, and from what I understand and listened to stuff with Jason Thomas talking recently, is that a lot of the OEMs, like at A1, right, they want them in gear that matches the color of the bike or whatever.
Oh, interesting. Where was this at?
I don't remember what he was talking, but somebody was talking about Coop's gear, right? And
Is this on pulp?
yeah, it was something with Paul because it's Jason Thomas. But anyway, which again too, I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's get out of our old school fucking mindset here, OEMs.
Let these guys run whatever
No
they
one
want,
fucking
yeah.
cares. Make it as bright as possible so that they see your fucking guy, or as wild or whatever. You know, make it different so that people look at it.
You know what's wild to me about that though? That shit is that was only such a small portion in history. That was like through the 2000s, early 2010s. You go back to the 90s. Wasn't like that.
Yeah.
That's what's wild to me is like we talk about like the like what you just said about the old school mentality, but it's like we only had this for such a long time.
Well,
You go
that's
back
why
to the
we had
90s.
cow gear and zebra gear.
Yeah, those guys
and
did whatever the
fun
fuck they
shit
want,
like
dude.
that.
Look at fucking anything like Denny Stevenson or like especially Jeff Matasevich wore back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But good on Coop, man. Like
One other fun fact about Coop that I heard him talking about in press day, he was on new settings for the first time since round 6 of last year.
Hey, another interesting thing with him that he's talking about. They're asking him because he's had a lot of time off. He's like, I don't want to go any details because I don't want to lose any money. You been hearing that?
I didn't hear that, but that's
wow, sounds like KTM.
So he's saying something like that leads me to believe some kind of part maybe broke and put him on the ground.
that could be.
Talk about dating back to preseason.
Preseason, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess he made some kind of, and again, here we are, B-class bench racers. Sorry, assholes, we're not real media.
We're not.
By the way, yeah, people are like, you guys think you're a real podcast and make a living off
I
this?
thought I
was
called
like,
you guys like privateers that
I'm going.
suck.
I'm going on a mini rant real quick.
That was awesome though. I laughed at that one.
Holster Co. Reload Rant. Go ahead.
Newsflash, assholes, we have full-time jobs.
We don't make any money.
We don't
doing
make
this.
any money doing this.
Yeah, we're just
God.
like, we watch the race and we listen to the same shit you listen to,
And you listen
we
to
talk
us.
about it.
And you
me.
listen to us talk about it.
Yeah.
My girlfriend tells me all the time, it's a fucking hobby you're doing. Yes, it is, dear.
So, anyway, it's been going around where he's been saying something like that.
Interesting.
And I believe maybe it was in the podcast or some kind of post-race interview. And, kind of like that Chad Reed shit where you throw a low-key jab out there and people talk about it. So, yeah, I think that something broke. Maybe a chain, something.
Who knows? Interesting.
Oh yeah,
but shit does happen.
Let's not get into
It's motorsports after all. Shit happens.
Let's not
Things
get in,
break.
Let's not get onto the rumors about bikes and shit.
All right. Anyway,
Rider dealers and
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Moving on. Ken Roczen running that red plate goes 415 for 3.
Justin,
What's up?
you want another plate of crow? Because I think I'm gonna order one up.
Oh, dude, hey, man, remember, I acknowledged it, bro. I was wrong on Kenny. I mean, I just said this when we were watching the highlights again. He looked like early Honda days Kenny last night, man. Like,
Dude, smooth. Like in qualifying, when I saw he was up front qualifying, I was like, oh, it's on, because he doesn't qualify well
no.
unless the bike's actually working. And dude, he did that heater, and I'm like, dude, this ain't going to the top. This ain't doing nothing. And just so smooth, just not very animated.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, he looks so slow. Second fastest. I'm like, what is going on? And then I'm like, you know what else would be cool? These guys are dick measuring. How about Super Pole?
Oh, well, I mean, we've all talked about Super
You want to know
Bowl.
what really makes my fucking dick hard? Super Bowl.
Jet Super Pole.
Yeah, but
doing Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
no, I don't know, man. I don't know if that'd be good. That might go the other way for
You
Jet.
want some Jet Super Pole?
Huh?
You want some Jet Super Bowl?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Make my dick
Jet's
real hard.
pole.
Oh, Jesus. Shout out to all the members that are watching right now. David, Jeffrey, Ralph, I see all you guys in there. What up, everybody? Thank you all as members for tuning in. And if you guys want to watch the show be recorded live, make sure to jump in. B-Class Bench Racers there.
What's chat got going on?
For the members. They're talking about how they don't think Deegan's going to win the title.
Wow, all of a sudden, if we flipped
Sexton,
like all...
And Sexton is also not going to win the
If we
title.
just
We'll
like-
get into that. We'll get into
But
that.
we'll get into that.
But what
Ken-
up? Hey, by the way, what up, chat?
Kenny?
Kenny rode great, man.
Well, I also think it's crazy, too, that he hucked that on-off before the whoops, just like, right in the middle of the second main or whatever it was.
Yeah, I didn't see
I'm
anybody-
like, nobody sized that up all day. Now I looked at it and I'm like, dude, that outside is wide enough. You can get the drive to do it, no problem. But I'm like, why is nobody doing this? And then Kenny
Now,
just...
did you watch my live?
No.
For qualifying? Because I said, you know what? I think the race line's going to come around tonight and be the outside there
Wow,
going
big
for.
Supercross guy.
Because I
Problem is
thought
Eli
that the
used
inside
it.
would get tore up, which
Yeah,
it did.
But then Eli
Well-
started using it, and he needed to get away from it because he wasn't making up any time when he was doing it.
No. Eli needed to go to that line because also what it is threw a lot more momentum into the whoops.
Mm-hmm.
So those guys are throwing a lot more momentum going in, and they're up to speed, and they can set up, 3 to 4 whoops before they get into the corner and kind of pop up and go in.
Yes.
Well, Kenny was going through the whoops at Mach fucking 10, so...
Real good, man.
That fucking hit over the finish, or over the start straight
Big.
there was fucking
That was a sick
huge.
jump, dude.
That was gigantic.
Yeah, I'll be
I was
honest.
so afraid for somebody to hang a wheel, and Kenny did case
yeah.
it once.
When I saw that on the track map, and then when I first saw the first qualifying session, not at one point in my mind did I ever go, that's a line. Somebody's going to huck that.
I didn't think so
But then
either.
Josh Hill and Justin, Josh is like,
Yo,
you can do that.
Yeah, and Justin's like, all right, bro, that's sick. Watch
Yeah,
this.
bro, when he hit it.
it, dude.
Yo,
That's
watch
sick.
this, cuz.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bro. That was so sick, dude.
Yeah, yo, bro.
82
I love Joshua,
feet.
by the way.
82
Love Joshua,
feet.
by the way.
Yeah, out
Unreal.
of no transition, and the fucking face is like a 2.5 footer.
So I did see that line as far as landing maybe off that big one and going off the last little one in
Yeah.
order, like kind of a
Yeah.
step up.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that would develop, and then I saw Kenny do that, and I'm like, what in the fuck?
Dude, blew my wig back.
I mean, that was a while. I mean, dude, it's been a while since they fucking blew my wig back. It's been a while since we've had a line like that where even like you look at it and go, man, that's a big huck even on a 450.
Well, that quad coming out of that first rhythm there too,
Oh,
into the going before they went into the sand was big too.
Yeah, but jumps like that don't really have a lot of consequences for those guys because all
No.
they got to do is hit them wide open, and then there was just nothing
This
but
is
flat
this is
ground
what
back
this is what I was talking about though. With this is like, dude, like the track was just so wide open.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was. So, all right, Tomac goes 641.
Holy fuck.
Dude, can we? All right, so I put it in the group chat, but can we talk about middle way through that second main? They're just motoring out front. You got Kenny,
Chase
Jett,
is reeling everybody back in.
reeling them in, and dude, last time they were on Tomac, he was in like 6th or 7th, and they fucking flipped the camera around, and Tomac is like skid plate to the sky, scrubbing the finish line right on Chase's ass, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, where the fuck did he come from?
Then when it comes out of the sand, because I wasn't really like, I was more locked in on Kenny, so I was like kind of watching Chase with my peripherals, so I didn't see like Eli being that close.
I'm like-
And then he comes out of the sand section right before the wall, and all of a sudden he's right on Chase, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, where did this
I'm
guy
like,
come
where did he come from?
Yeah.
Dude, no. When you said that, I was like, yeah, I said the same thing. I'm just like, dude, what the hell? He was like
dude.
8 seconds back 30 minutes or 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, living room.
I'm like, where did he pass everybody else at?
In half a lap, he just made up 30 seconds.
Maybe on the start straight, instead of jumping that jump all the way across,
He just cut
hit
the
a
track.
left and went around.
He's like, yo, whoop.
Watch this. Whoop. All right.
But
Dude,
Junior Line,
oh my god, like that was living rooms nationwide were like, whoa, what the fuck?
Where did he come from?
Same reaction everywhere.
But he did a little, unfortunately, though, when he closed up on Chase, and I said this in the group chat as well, when Chase picked the pace back up, and Eli has always had a tendency of over this of time, especially back in the Alito Mac days, when he, he's motoring and he's going a second and a half faster, every time, though, he rolls up on somebody and they up their pace, because obviously they have a little more in the tank. Because he
kind of
just
freaks him out.
Yeah, and I think mentally he gets a little bit drained because he's like, dude, I just fucking passed all these people. I'm going a second and a half faster. Now this dude's up in my pace. And I think, honestly, in my opinion, what it is he's so locked into his lines that he's like, well, they're running the same pace as me. I haven't run a different line because we all know Eli has a problem getting locked into lines for way too long. He's like, what do I do? And I think I think that's where his arm pump issue has come from the past, because he just, I think he spazzes. Because every time, when he did lock in on Chase.
Man, it's when they miss the setup.
Well, no, I think it's also. I think the nail in the coffin in that main was him and Sexton almost getting together in that rhythm section. Like that was.
Oh, my
close.
butthole puckered a little bit.
Yeah, that was almost really, really bad. And I think Tomac was just like, you know what? Wiped his hands. I caught the back of him.
Over it.
I'm over it. We got another main to go. I'm gonna go out and win that one. Motherfucker went out.
Dude, his sector times had to have been insane, though, in the middle of that main.
Yeah. Dude.
Did you know there's an app now that you can download for
Cool.
the times and stuff?
That's
Really?
awesome. That's awesome.
I have not.
Probably the same site I printed these off of.
Sweet.
Probably.
So, is this the same group of people that forgot to tell everybody it's SMX next?
We're just gonna move on. All right. Look, we're just gonna move on.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shit on you.
I'm just saying, I didn't know there was an app until.
Oh
literally I
yeah,
was
well we
doing
also
the
didn't know it was SMX next
I was
either.
doing the Thursday live, and I was like, literally buying my Detroit tickets, and I was like, there's an app for lap times.
Weird.
Supercrosslive.com.
Because they forgot to tell everybody that the regular AMA website didn't work anymore after A1.
MX Sports has one.
Yeah.
Too. You can download an app
Yeah.
for outdoor.
People went to look at live timing during qualifying, and then it just showed all the archive from 20.
See, I didn't know AMA was fully taking theirs down. I knew that Feld had developed, or Supercross, whatever, had developed one.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about it, but I didn't know.
What I'm
'Cause,
saying
I
is-
don't look at the lap times during the race and stuff like that.
Well, I don't look at it during qualifying. What I'm saying is they also forgot to tell everybody that website no longer worked.
Oh.
And everybody's just
Well,
like,
it's from 1993 anyway, so.
oh no, it's older than that.
So it doesn't really matter. It's fine. All right, Hunter Lawrence goes 5.94 for 5th.
Just kind of there,
Dude,
man.
he's just a fifth place guy.
5.55.
He's just a fit. This is who he is.
This is who he is.
God, we
You
haven't
better
heard
get
that in a
that. You better get that Little Caesar sponsorship for hot and ready.
5 for 5.
Yeah.
Has he got anything better in him? Because I don't think he does. I'll be honest, man, because he's had a few different shots that cracks at it.
Right now, no. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he was up front last night and had a crack at it and just fell.
Yeah.
And I mean, and he's had a couple cracks at it in the heat races to run those guys' pace. And I mean, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and credit. Like, he's like been up there a few different times, but it's only been like a lap here, a lap there. And it's not going to get any better going to the East Coast because I still fully believe, we talk about
You don't think he's a West Coast guy? Or you don't think Hunter Lawrence will excel a little more on the East Coast?
I think he's an East Coast guy. I think that Coop's now rounding into form. I still don't think we've seen even the best version of Kenny yet. And Chase and Eli, he's just not on their level. So, like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, hopefully I'm proved wrong. But looking at through 4 rounds, and if you want to take A1 out of it, cool, that's fine. I'm not going to judge anybody on that one. But through the other 3, like, he's rode good.
Now you're not going to judge anybody on A1, but when we were doing the A1 show, you sure as
Why?
fuck wanted
I
to
didn't
judge
even
me.
bring him. I didn't even bring him up, and he's got to get salty. Can you pull the tampon out of your ass?
If I pull it on my ass, I'm going to stick it right in your fucking mouth.
That's gross.
That's where the shit's coming
That's
out.
gross, Mr. Awesome.
That's where the shit's coming
yeah,
out.
Mr. Awesome.
Jesus Christ.
We got it!
Fucking Jett lost the title at A1.
I mean, he might have lost it last night.
So are we done with Hunter Lawrence? Because I don't really have much to say about him, other than he drives a Porsche GT3, and that's sick.
No, well, we definitely know the guy that he wants to talk about next, though. Gonna glaze the fuck out of this guy.
Here comes
Yeah,
the
bro, that was dope!
Dude, come on,
Justin
dude,
Hill,
Tampa
8, 10,
Hill,
7
dude.
for 6.
Look.
He was.
You know, I've been kind of.
Son of a gun's trying to come back on Eli, and I'm just like, where is this?
I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
You fucking passed Eli back. Eli was probably like, what the fuck?
Yo, when he passed him in that rhythm section, and fucking Hill was just like, no, bro, I'm gonna go to the outside. I'm like, what are you doing?
And then he was done.
He's like, yo, 2017.
But what else did he do? He was right on Kenny's ass too.
Dude, I don't know. It
Just
was
got right on Kenny's fender and stayed with him.
every time they showed him, he's like Dyson with somebody
Impressive.
fast. So I'm just
Yo,
like,
Mount Rushmore, hold my beer.
Where did this come from?
Dude, Officer Hill is killing it.
Officer
Fucking
I don't know, man.
Dude, he
That's
should take
just-
that and run with it. Like, Officer
Officer
Hill was
Hill.
out there putting motherfuckers in handcuffs.
You know he's gonna go to Tampa this
He
weekend and
almost
like get a podium or
Hey.
something.
making a T-shirt this
Hey,
year.
listen, this is Officer Hill, and he was out there cuffing and stuffing Eli Tomac.
Oh my
He was
god.
trying to put him in the backseat of the
Yo,
car.
he's gonna go
I
to.
just got the title of the video here.
Yo, he's gonna go to. He's gonna go to
450
Tampa.
section.
He's gonna go to Tampa this weekend, win the heat race, get 3rd in the main, and be like, "All right, I'm done for the year."
Officer Hill, cuffing and stuffing.
But and needs to be just and stuffing, not and stuffing.
Dude, yeah. Officer Hill, man. And I'm down with Officer Hill because he
Just
commented on
cuff and
one of my
stuff.
he was commenting on one of my Instagram videos.
Cuffing and stuffing.
Cuffing and stuffing,
Fucking
bro.
2017 West Coast champ.
So
Hold my beer.
was Zach Osborne commenting on one of your videos.
Zach Osborne was in the DM.
Zacho trying to ride at Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Zacho's coming, baby.
Maybe.
Oh, that was your original boy.
Let's get him on the show.
That was
That'd be
your
super
original
cool.
guy. Yeah, man, dude. Jet, like
No.
you hear, like Jet comes into play and he just forgets all about his boy from back in the day.
Yeah, dude.
You remember how
He's
much
been
he used to
retired for how many years
Yeah, but you
now?
don't even like to talk about him anymore. It's
What
like
do you mean
forgot
I don't
about
like
him.
to
talk about McGrath whenever I
Yeah,
can.
but I
What do
talk
you
about
want?
Stu all the
What do you
time.
want to talk about with
Just
him?
dude, I just want to hear you
Just
reminisce.
glaze him.
He was my guy back in the day.
See,
Just
Zach
fucking glaze
Osborne. I mean, Zach
Like,
Osborne.
dude, you remember the conversations when you first got on this podcast and every time
dude,
Zach
Osborne was the god.
Yo, he's the
He
best.
was so good back
He was
then.
so good.
Yeah, but what if he wasn't good enough for you to keep talking about
he
him?
was so
crushed
good.
Sabachi's
COVID
title
year, he was so good.
Look,
Yeah,
hey, listen, I
2020
did
outdoors?
watch the WW race where he chased down Cincerillo and Sexton the other day. It's on Rev X
Bingo.
Oil.
I also totally remember having
Welcome to the Gong Show,
the
motherfucker.
2016
'Cause we're cuffing
preview
and
show talking
stuffing
about
here.
that.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
never talked about Zacho one time.
Since, yeah.
We're cuffing and stuffing, baby.
You know what?
You know what you are? You're a Fairweather fan, dude.
Oh, okay.
You are
the
a
guy
gla-
retires. I'm a
You are a
Fairweather
glazer
fan.
to the ultimate
The
extent.
guy retires. I'm a
I
Fairweather
talk
fan.
about
Jesus.
Stu all the time,
He
bro.
does, and then when the icing runs out, he doesn't restock.
Stu is on the Mount Rushmore.
Zacho's on your Mount Rushmore.
No, he's not.
Jet, Zacho, AC.
No. No.
Dude, I bet his Mount Rushmore's so fucking off the wall.
Yeah, I know.
Save it
Jet's
for
number
halftime.
one.
I want to know. Like, get it on halftime.
Actually, you know what? Let's bring that up because
Halftime. I want to know who's on your
Put a
Rushmore.
note
That never
there,
gets talked about
halftime,
enough.
And
We do talk about it quite a bit.
Anyway, all right. Let's keep
Hey,
moving
Officer
here.
Hill, baby. That's all I got to
Officer
say.
Hill.
Cuffing and
cuffing and
stuffing.
stuffing.
He should definitely. I
Well-
hope he sees this and he gets a butt patch. He
well,
says cuffing and stuffing.
we do get some riders that interact with our account. So.
They do.
And they're like, yo, you better fucking shout out.
We got a lot of lovers and haters. 50 Cent.
I think we got more haters than lovers, but it's okay.
Jason Anderson goes 11.68 for 7th.
God, he won't be seen for the next 4 rounds. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's longer than that. So what we got?
I don't know. Let's
Tampa,
turn to our Kawasaki
Detroit,
expert.
Arlington, Daytona, Indy. All right, so we won't see him show up for 5 rounds?
Maybe we'll win Daytona.
I've never said that, and I never will say that.
Look, man, I think
it's not Euro.
Jason Anderson talks about how he wants to, secure a ride for another 3 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this right here ain't gonna get it done in Kawasaki. I don't think.
No, they're going to put their money in Jorge Prado, who will get you, by the way, at the end.
Whoa.
Don't even get
down.
me going down this road of how frustrating it
We're
is.
gonna get to this, by the way.
But
Calm
yeah, Jason Anderson, dude, podiums the first round, does this the second one, podiums, and then does this again. Was it all just a start, or he was kind of in the mix in that one and couldn't go with him?
I think all day he just was one of the guys.
Look, I think it really, really, really pains me to say this because I'm a Jason Anderson guy. I like his off the track stuff, just like his style, how he approaches things differently. But if he wants to go another 3 years, I think he needs to look at maybe the Dean Wilson route, get a Firepower Honda, do some overseas shit, and just have less pressure. Not gonna have that corporate OEM pressure. I don't think. As much as he says he can gel with it, I don't think he can. I think that shit really bothers him for the most part.
Could be.
If he can go to like a privateer team like a Firepower Honda or dude, imagine Jason Anderson on a Star Yamaha. That'd be kind of tight. But a different program and a change up for him, I think, is what he needs.
Yep. I think the moment he's done with Cowie, I think he's done.
He's so analytical behind the scenes. He's got it planned out to where if he goes another 3 years, at the end of that 3rd year, that's when his daughter will start school.
Yeah.
So then,
which is what he's really going for, from what I understand.
That's cool.
Yeah. No, super cool that he's thinking about his family and his future.
He's got 2 more years on his contract. Year.
No, this is last year. Oh. He's contract year too.
Well,
This is a big contract year for a lot.
If he doesn't get re-signed, I think he's done.
I think
if he doesn't,
he'll get a contract.
I think he finds something
from who?
to work.
If Cowie doesn't re-sign him, who's going to sign him?
Like a Firepower, or let him go do off-season races.
I don't think Yariv has that kind of money anymore. With how much money he's
spending. This is where
spending.
Jason Anderson's going to have to look at his shit and take a pay cut,
or
bet on himself like Eli.
Or he's going to have to bring a huge outside sponsor.
I think he can.
I think he can. I think that'd be the only way he ends up at a team like Firepower. I agree with you with all of it. The only way he's going to end up on a team like that where they can afford him if he doesn't take a pay cut is he's going to have to bring somebody with him that's going to pay for him.
I think Jason Anderson can bring somebody with him.
Club MX. Club MX.
No.
I think
he rides there, but
maybe. I could see that. I don't know.
I'm good at this shit.
I don't think so.
The sooner you start listening to me,
I don't think
because he's a West Coast boy, man.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyway,
that's true.
I don't know. Very up and down, very questionable.
Still early.
Jason
We'll
Anderson.
see. I mean, we're saying but it's 2 podiums and 4 races.
We're shitting on him. He won the Lit Kid Award twice.
But we're going East Coast. We're going East Coast though.
Yep.
And that's my other concerning thing. East Coast typically isn't Jason Anderson's jam. But then I look back at like Oakland when he had that insane battle with Kenny.
Marvin wasn't. No, I'm thinking of a different year.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of a different
race.
race.
Kenny at Oakland passed him on the last lap, and that was very ruddy and a shitty ass track.
Yeah,
thank God we don't go to Oakland anymore.
Oakland's still a city.
That stadium really reminds me of you.
It reminds me of you.
Is Oakland still a city?
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, it's just a shithole.
Is Oakland still a city?
I'm gonna shit in a fucking pillowcase and beat you to death with it.
Wouldn't it be soft as puppy poo?
That would be soft, dude.
Then maybe you can clean it up.
Are you like shitting rocks?
Some days. Just
Look,
depends.
my Kirby vacuum will suck that shit right up.
You need more broccoli.
Nah, I'm just kidding. We're fine now.
Now?
It used to be
so
rock hard.
Anyway, that's Jason Anderson.
Bleeding butt.
But let's get into
fucking hematoma on your ass.
Maybe. I don't know.
Let's get into the Kirby sucker of the night.
The fuck?
What the fuck's wrong with you? All right,
dude, you are.
So Jett goes 2.
Bro, sometimes you say shit. I
can't.
I really don't get it. I love you, man.
This show
but
is so far
sometimes
off
you
the
say
fucking
shit and
rails.
my brain tries to compute it and I don't get it.
No, like a Kirby vacuum sucks stuff off the ground, right?
Yeah.
A rider sucked last night.
Jason Anderson?
So he got the Kirby sucker award.
I cannot wait to hear this fucking logic. Go ahead, please. How is going
Was he talking about Jett or are you talking about Ando? Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Jett just to get him on.
I was like, who are you talking about?
I got my spoon out on
like,
this.
who are you talking about
I
right
am
now?
ready. We still need that prop, a big ass
Look,
spoon.
I'm playing. I
He
just
goes
wanted to get a rise out of you there.
2:21.
Just wanted to get a rise out of you there,
His
Tiger.
fastest 3 laps in qualifying were all fast enough to be fastest qualifier.
I'm honestly convinced.
Listen, those fastest 3 laps couldn't go the whole main, and Cooper Webb beat him on a track that he sucked
I'll
on.
be honest with you.
Here we
I'm
go.
convinced after like that. I'm convinced that because we always talk about like the 250 guys, especially during outdoors, getting all fucking amped up and they're going to go to the top of the board because they're kids and they're dumb. But like I'm almost convinced now that like I don't even think the qualifying even matters to these guys half the time anymore. Because like when
He really wanted to go 57.
yeah, when you talk about the 3 fastest lap times, and Cole's right, man. Like it didn't, and I'm not taking anything away from Jett last night. Like Jett rode awesome, but that didn't equate to diddly dick squat last night at all. Like those 3 lap
Yeah.
times, like who cares?
Yeah.
Everybody talks about like, oh, he was the fastest. He wasn't the fastest. Like he had time to catch Coop and Kenny, and he couldn't do it. So it didn't mean shit. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm at the point that I like as crazy as qualifying has been through 4 rounds. I really don't think it matters anymore, which is a crazy thing to think about because never in history
Those
has
guys can't sustain that speed for speed.
No, you weren't monotone there, buddy. You weren't monotone there.
So my monotone is catching up with me.
He's going to hit puberty finally.
Judas Priest, not good. I need to start wheeling my street bike.
Fucking all
Grow up a little
testosterone.
bit.
Need to start taking some tests.
Dude, he didn't. You can't sustain that speed all the way through
No.
the race.
No.
Nobody
Can't
can.
do it.
This dude tried to a long time and he died every time.
I do want to glaze him for qualifying though. Flat tracking around that turn before the finish line.
Oh, yeah. That was,
Wow.
fucking
That was
good.
hot.
Although
That
there
real
was
hot.
a couple times though he swept wide and he was just kind of gliding across and he went all the way out to the outside and I just said, "Where you going, Jett?
I don't know. He made that shit
Where the
fast.
fuck are you going?"
That looked like Kyle Larson in a sprint car. Just,
Yep. Dude, here's what I'll tell you. God, I'm really hoping that knee's not actually fucked up. I'm hoping he did the same thing Kenny did, which is like gave himself a stinger there, freaked out because he hasn't had a knee injury before, and was like, so they moved it all and everything, and Jett said that it didn't feel loose, which coming from a knee injury, I do know when you do tear something, it feels loose. And especially because they guaranteed they got him up to try to walk on it when he got to
Well, he
A
left the
stars.
stadium in crutches.
Well, I understand
Yeah.
that. I also left in crutches. Now, I did tear mine in a minor way. I did tear it, but they will do that anyway because you know there's so you hurt it at some point. I mean, I also left on crutches one time with a foot injury from playing hockey, taking a puck to the foot. That there wasn't anything really wrong with it. It was just sore. You know, so we'll see. MRI Monday here is what they're saying, and I guess we'll find out after that. But
I did see something interesting when he was in the Asterisk truck.
Yeah.
I saw Travis in there rubbing some NANO XTREME on his knee,
Nice
trying
plug.
to make him feel better.
Nice plug.
Look.
I thought you were going to say rubbing something else, but that's cool.
With that too.
like I will say, Eric was like, or no, it wasn't even Eric. Sorry, I'm talking shit to the wrong person now.
Wow.
It's fine. Me and Eric are having a battle about this. It's great. Somebody was like, "Oh, he's not going to win that title now. 13 points." And I was like, "Did you watch the first 3 rounds, idiot?" Like somebody in the comments, I'm like, he literally was 15 down. Justin crucified me saying that he wasn't going to win the title, and 3 rounds later, we're down to 5. And literally would have won last night. I know, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I'm just saying he went 2-2-2, and there was a high probability he was going to be able to get on that podium for the last one and fucking win.
Look,
Everybody else was all over the place,
Yeah.
and he was just right
I mean,
there.
I seen you in there rubbing him down though. I knew you were awfully quiet in that group chat after that happened.
Well, the problem with this is we're not gonna speculate on what he injured because we don't know and we're not
wait a minute.
doctors.
No.
His knee.
But his knee somewhere.
No,
there's a
it's
lot of.
I've seen people like Achilles. I was like,
like
come
what
on.
Achilles,
Dude,
bro.
somebody told me he did a full meniscus tear and his ACL is torn, and
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
where'd you get that information?
please cite your source.
Patella's fucked. The MCL's gone.
See, they sound just as dumb as us. Like they're uneducated out here speculating, being B-class bench racers.
I mean, it's
And we
as
get
bad
crucified
as,
for
it's
it.
as bad as the guy telling me that he had an MRI and we just don't know the results yet. I'm like, what?
So
At midnight on a fucking...
There needs to be a sarcasm font.
Oh, my God. I know.
But without speculating, obviously, but at worst, he's done for the season. At best, he stung it. But still, the problem is that even with stinging it that bad, that bitch is going to be swollen to fuck.
Well,
He's not going to be riding during the week. He's going to lose. He's going to and even depending on even if it's not torn, there's a possibility it's bad enough he misses a race. So, like, either way, there's good and bad to it. Is that if it's bad, it's torn. If it's not, we're losing for the season. But it's also bad in the sense that even if it's not torn, he's going to lose a lot of points no matter what, because it's just not gonna go from it's not torn but it's still good to go. So that's the shitty thing is that either way, he's gonna end up losing a fuck ton of points.
I don't know. Do you
Well, he's
remember?
13 down now, so that's what I wanted to bring up was if this is gonna happen to you, damn good thing it's at a Triple Crown because he still ended up 8th overall. He's 13 down.
Yeah.
And if that thing's good enough and he can have a mediocre, Jett mediocre is better than Hunter, I think, 4th, 5th.
Yeah.
And he can rack off a couple fifths.
Maybe,
and then come down the stretch, start pouring it on.
Maybe,
for a hell
though,
of a series.
It depends on how bad that knee is, though, because obviously Jett has a very unique style, and
he rode with that fucked up shoulder this summer and was still fucking winning. And that shoulder's
not as bad as a knee, though, man.
I don't know. He guys ride without ACLs.
I have shoulder injuries, bro.
Yeah.
I know about shoulder stuff. It's not as bad as a knee. Especially with the way
Should we call Jorge Prado and see how bad it is?
Especially with the way he rides.
Maybe Freddie Noren?
Yeah, were they ever the same?
Freddie Noren got up last night.
Well, he didn't. Dude, he just popped his shit out. He's fine. My
don't
point
know,
is that if the knee is still, even if it's not torn, which we all hope it's not, it's going to affect the way he rides the bike a lot.
But let me ask you this. Let's say he's fine. Okay, this is total speculative.
Yeah.
Let's say he's fine. They go in,
We're bench
nothing's
racing.
torn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're real bench racing right now. We go in, nothing's torn. You're clear. He's cleared to race. Okay, fine. Knee's sore, so he takes the whole week off. Comes out next week. It's still sore, but he's riding or whatever. Let's say he gets on the box. Okay, let's just
It's a
say
big
that.
F.
I know, but I'm just
Just
saying.
going to a ruddy
I'm
fucking
just
Tampa.
saying. Let's say he gets on the box. This is the same thing then that I said during qualifying yesterday when he was literally burning those laps.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's fucked, dude, because like you can't keep him down. Like that's the problem with him, right? These things happen, right? And everybody jumps. Oh, he's fucking. I mean, you did it at A1. You're doing it now, and again, it's justified. Okay, like yes, he fucking suffered a knee injury last night, pulled off, but then like he always manages to somehow bounce back here. And yes, I know he fucked his thumb up this summer or whatever.
I was about to say, he missed outdoors.
But he bounced right back to SMX and didn't skip a beat.
Yeah, but he bounced right back to SMX. Yeah,
Well,
won that son of a bitch. And then in outdoors, he fucked his shoulder up that day, and then still continued to win for the next several rounds till he really fucked up his thumb. So like with
So two things.
So
do we feel like the shoulder injury being weak caused the thumb? These things are compounding.
Oh, good question. Possibly. Yeah, that's a real
So
possibility.
that's where I'm going with this is like, in all these guys, they got to learn how to manage injury and ride through injury.
Yeah.
It's just part of the sport. Jett hasn't had to do that yet. Mm-hmm. He was trying to do it and ended up getting hurt more, ultimately take himself out. Does he compound injury? Does he just pull out altogether? Does he man up and go through it Shimoda style?
I don't know.
Those are questions that need to be answered.
Like, my thing is, if I'm Lars right now, right, and let's say the knee is, again, not torn where we got to have surgery or anything, right? It's manageable.
You're lining him up. He's a top 10 guy.
You're lining him up, but you're telling him, do not ride during the week. Absolutely, 100%.
Right.
Do not ride during the week for at least the next month, right? Just let the knee heal, and then you have enough talent that one day a week we can put you on the bike. You can go out. You can we'll even call it, like you said, top fives, and then in a month we can, if the knee is feeling better, then let's start turning it up.
Turn it up, because I mean, even top three in the points is probably still a nice payday.
You think he's got top 3 bonus in points?
I would, or do you think he's all win bonuses?
I think he's winning championship only bonus. There's no way he's got podium bonuses. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's no way. Not
well, then if that, I don't know, man. Like
those are. Let's call Myrtle. He'll probably tell us.
If that's the case, and even if the knee's not torn but it's bad, I'd honestly sit him. Because he's not going to win the championship where he's going to have to go round after round after round just managing things.
Prado and Jett coming into outdoors hurt.
Jesus.
Let's go.
I mean,
I don't see it. I think that he is good enough to get top 5s, but he's not going to be good enough to be injured. I mean, he already got beat by Chase and Jett, or Chase and Eli. He's not going to beat them injured. Like, that's facts. That's not even a speculation. Because he couldn't even beat Coop and Kenny for 2 mains last night.
I don't know, man. Like, it's just there's so many dudes right now that are so good that it's like everybody's all over the place. I mean, look at he went 12-2-1 and was 5 points out of first and second place in the points here. So
I gotta,
and I understand now he's like 13 back, and I think he's in like fifth or something.
The points thing is not even. I'm just talking about where we're rounding into form. I think now, though, we are seeing... It's crazy because we talk about how loaded this is shit every year. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's on us that we got to stop. Not just us, like the media. We got to stop doing this. Shocker. We're going into round 5. And who are the 5 guys? 5 guys. Chase, Eli...
At the same time?
Chase,
the guys that got titles.
At the same time? Chase, Eli, Kenny, Coop, Jett.
Mm-hmm. Officer Hills.
Like, that's
Officer
it.
Hills.
Stop.
Stuffing and cuffing.
Stuffing and cuffing. But I mean, and that's it. So it's like, okay, so do you see if he has to manage through being good enough going to the East Coast? Is he just going to be would he be just the 5th place guy at all those times?
But here's the thing. I think if he
like, how far are the points do you get back?
I think if in this, I think if it's not that bad, aka you don't have to have surgery. You race this first. You sit all week, obviously, and just therapy it and whatnot. You get to next week. You ride, you see how it goes. Now, if it's terrible and he's outside the top 5 and like not really being able to manage it, great. Then yeah, okay, cool. Let's just cut our losses here and get ready for outdoors because I'd rather see you win, 24 motos outdoors or whatever. Right?
I'd be scared going into the rounds that we have because you think about the tracks that are upcoming and you think about even if it's not torn, because if it's torn he's getting surgery.
Yeah.
But even if it's something where we got to manage through the pain, you think about the tracks that are coming up. Going to Tampa, soft. Going to Detroit, rut city.
Yep.
Then we're going to Arlington.
I disagree with that. Detroit has been very hard.
The winter's been wet though.
Up and down.
I don't know.
I think
they went over to Dutch Sport Park and got their.
So whatever. It could go either way.
I think Detroit will be ready this
and then
year.
you go to Arlington, then we go to another Triple Crown, and then we're going to Daytona.
Yep.
And then we're going to Indy, which is soft. So it's like, dude, even if it's not torn, do you look at him and going, man, we're going to some tracks that it's not torn now.
So I give it 0% chance they sit him this week.
If it's not torn?
Yeah. 0.
Did they at least give it a go? Mm-hmm. The first round's always the worst.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Because it'll only get, like, if it's not torn in with him not riding,
worse,
it will only get better.
Look at the Joe Shimoda situation. That dude should have sat, and he's riding.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm looking at more, even though he's young and he's never had knee problems, I'm looking at long term, how long he wants to go. And I don't want to be a situation where it's not torn now and then he goes into and he just fucking, like you just said, you've had knee surgeries. We all know people that have knee issues.
Yeah.
All it takes is one dab of the foot.
I understand.
And guess what? Now it is blown out.
I understand.
And then it's like, oh, wow, we could have done. And it's kind of what to Cole's point about these guys. We need to have these guys in these kids' corners actually looking at for the rider's benefit instead of the team, which is never going to happen.
I understand too that like a lot of these guys, so like I don't wear a knee brace, right? So like when my knee's fucked up, I have an issue because it's fucked up, right? But like I know with these guys, it's like, dude, they crank down them fucking knee braces, and then
some of these guys don't even run them.
I was gonna say,
you want to talk to Justin Barsha,
and then it's just like, okay, sweet, we're cool.
I don't want to see
the knee
him.
is then stable because there's so many dudes that talk about I rode forever without a fucking ACL.
But those people also later in life. I know a lot of people that rode without ACLs and they're not the same.
I don't know. I feel like Jason Thomas did it, and I feel like he's okay.
He's also 5'0", so he has his knee as his leg.
Hymus won some races without one.
Yeah, and look how many issues he's had for such a long time at a young age.
Then,
so
my point. I just don't want to see.
You want to see longevity.
I understand, but I also know the mindset they're going in with, and the mindset he's going in with. He is a fucking 20-something-year-old fucking stud of a rider. If he can go, he's gonna fucking go.
I think it's dumb
until he pulls it.
Well,
or until Honda literally sits him.
Kids need to have better people in the corner.
I don't see Honda sitting him because he is their one chance at getting a title this year.
These kids need to have better people in their corner that care about them.
I don't know. I mean, again, too, knowing what I know now about knees, too, it's like, dude, if it's torn, but you can manage the pain, and like I said, you can sturdy it up with a knee brace, I don't know why you don't keep riding. I mean,
I don't think
I've dabbed mine over the last few years.
I mean, I see where you guys are both at. I'm with Justin for the sake of longevity.
Yeah.
This kid has a long, great career ahead of him. He's already had a phenomenal one.
Yeah. We're just not going to see
most guys would kill for.
Yeah, but he still sat out outdoors. And
but I'm also with
happy
you
about that.
If they get it done and it's it's not torn, it's ready to rock, then you're riding.
100%.
If it's tore, I think I'm with Justin, man. I think I'm with Sid and get it fixed.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's not the proper move, but
I'd say
I'm
go to
just saying
Hampshire's doctor and you'll be riding by the end of the season.
you'll be back for outdoors.
Yeah.
I just think also too, and this is the last thing I'll say about Jett, that even if it's not torn and it's hurting, you're not going to see the same Jett on the bike. All the things that he does on that bike with a bad knee, even if you want to say crank the knee brace down, he's not going to be as flexible and mobile with the way he rides the bike.
It's definitely interesting, too, how it's going to play out just because how does he deal with injuries? Does it change him mentally? Shit like that.
Yeah. Especially if you're talking about back-to-back years now.
Yeah, he's been bulletproof until this year.
We talk about, other than that his rookie year getting fucking riding the fucking front wheel all the way into the face of the triple.
Fine.
He's never really been hurt. And now you talk about back-to-back years he gets hurt in two different parts of his body.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I'm not a Jett guy, I don't want to see somebody of his talent and his work ethic, because I watched it with Stu. Being a Stu guy, I watched somebody that came back from injuries too many damn times that was not ready, and look how much it fucked up Stu. Mm-hmm. And obviously they're two different people. They ride differently. It was a different era. But if you want to talk about Jett accomplishing all these goals to maybe one day we call him the GOAT, you continue to put him on the bike and he's not ready. And I agree. Came back one SMX. Doesn't mean later on in life that shoulder, he bangs it again. It's not going to be worse. What happens if it gets to the point that this is a Stu situation? He's gotten hurt so many times, and then we get to him being 23, 24. Sorry, I can't do this no more.
You can look back to what you're saying about Stu and that kind of era.
You
look at Ricky. Tore his knee, sat the shit out, got it fixed. Villapoto sat that shit out, got it fixed. The proper way, took the proper rehabilitation time. Look, Villapoto went 4 straight after.
You're talking Ricky and Honda days?
And Ricky in the Honda days tore one.
Yeah.
Sat the whole season out.
Yeah, no, he told that story on Gypsy there.
Yeah.
He was going to ride. They went to Castillo to test the 450, and it popped out over a jump.
Again,
and that's when he went, oh, I guess I need to get this fixed now,
so
because then he literally couldn't ride. Yeah. But he was trying to ride.
But the point is he got hurt again, though, and then he was like, oh.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
That's my point. And Stu, man, like we talked about this on the last pod, too.
I could go down the list.
And, dude, damn shame that guy only had 1 Supercross title. No, 2 Supercross titles.
2 Supers, only 1 outdoors.
Outdoor.
Yep.
That is insane to me.
And did you see the idiots in the comments come after us? You guys should know this stuff. I don't understand how you don't know this.
Back to my point that we
don't get paid to do this.
I like how the one time you guys talk about Stu titles, I'm not on the show, because I could have been like, dude, I got this for you.
No, me and Eric had it dialed in Mr. Street
I was just looking it up.
Now, if you would ask me...
This was back in Mr. Awesome era. So
if you would ask me Chad Reed, though, I really would have stumbled over the fact. Did he win a 125 title?
Don't worry, they're going to call you an idiot. They're going to call you an idiot in the comments here now.
Chad Reed's got an East Coast title.
Yeah. My point is with Jett is I just don't want to see him get rushed too early, and then we don't get to see Jett at his best, because it will happen.
I'm with you, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
How about a TLR tinfoil hat on this topic? Do you want it now or at halftime?
With Jett?
Yeah.
We'll go at halftime.
Let's
work our way through the rest of these 450s.
Travis is going to love it.
So AP... Ooh, you're panicking on him.
What the fuck has he done?
Not much.
Exactly.
10.79 for 9th last
Talk
night.
about a dude that held the red plate. I don't care what you say. Oh, it was because of mud race. Still had the red plate. Was battling out front for a momentary time. Outdoors for the title. We knew he was never going to win the title, but don't tell that to Aaron. I'm panicking, bro. These 4 rounds have been bad. And last weekend, the situation with him and Dylan, did we just forget where the brakes were?
I mean, I wouldn't call that really his fault. He was sick the week before, so okay, yes, A1 didn't go well.
Well,
I'm not panicking yet, but it ain't good.
I'm panicking.
Well, I look last year, a lot of his success was based on him getting good starts. He hasn't had a good one yet.
And that's why I'm panicking.
Yeah.
In this field right here, the way it currently sits, gotta have a start.
What? That's my point.
Yeah,
that's why I'm panicking.
Comment about this field, but we gotta get to the guy.
What happened? Like, where did it go? Because outdoors, his starts were on point. Where did it go? I'm
not sure, but this is way rougher.
That's why I'm serious. That's why I'm panicking right now.
Did that fucking camera shut off too? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about you, Cole, but yeah, that's why I'm panicking.
Yeah, it hasn't been good, that's for sure.
Like, how can, I understand it's only through 4 rounds, but once again, we're going East Coast. AP is an East Coast guy. He knows how to ride ruts, but I don't know. I don't see how it's going to get better all of a sudden. There's been no flashes.
I definitely just see him. This is where he's at.
which is a bummer because you look at last year and he maybe even if you want to say it was fool's gold to think that way of the way last year played out. I don't think that you couldn't tell him that.
Look,
but
I get a lot of heat for this probably too, but I'd sat here right on the preview show and said that last year was going to be his golden year, and he'll never.
No, I could agree with that.
So
and I think that's what a bummer is that
it's a bummer.
It's a bummer for him too because he came into the season going, dude, look how well I did last year. I had my best season ever. I finally stayed healthy-ish for the most part, and look what happened. Held the red plate in Supercross, won some heat races, led mains, won a main, led some races outdoors. Like, that was my year, and you know that he came into offseason going, I'm not hurt. I'm in the best place mentally. Chris Kiefer, his home life's good. It usually always is. Like, he's on the right path. Nothing changed. There was no craziness. I mean, either other than the KTM bullshit, but like I think somebody like Aaron, that's not really going to be in his front of mind.
Well, I made that correlation where his dad went through the same shit back in the day.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
So it's like you knew that he came in thinking like, oh, dude, this is going to be my year. And mentally, he's probably like, what am I do? What do I got to do?
Yeah, he needs to sing some country music with Bobby Regan in the Star Lounge, it sounds like. It sucks, man, because we all love him off the track. Like, Aaron is an awesome guy, awesome for the sport. But he's in that Brock Tickle category right now.
Yeah.
He's cheese pizza.
He's cheese pizza.
With a little bit of pepperoni.
Yep.
No, I think this pizza's just they left it in the oven for just a little long. It's a little crisp.
Little wood fire oven pizza.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. Stu, 10th, goes 7, 11, 11. Okay.
He had that Alessi fade going on.
Exactly.
Well,
Alessi
they said he still got some lingering effects from A1. So.
Yeah.
I think broken ribs, they said.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
But, dude, you see him toss it sideways off the triple?
Oh, yeah.
Steezing?
If
he's going to get a good start, you might as well toss it.
He's like, yo, what up, bro?
Yeah, he's like, shout out, James.
Shout out, big brother.
Dylan goes 9, 8, 12 for 11th.
He was kind of alive in one of those mains.
I mean, he's had some sneaky moments where he's been up there and in the mix for a few laps, and ultimately he's kind of dropped back. But, I mean, I think that's just where Dylan is, and I honestly think that he knows that, like, it's coming to a close.
Yeah.
Get to outdoors.
It is a real bummer for him, though, that he accomplished everything other than battling for a Supercross title on a 450.
Yeah.
Like, he literally accomplished everything else.
Yeah, I mean, you think about his career up until this point, like, been pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, he's had a damn good career over here.
Yeah. Barsha goes 12, 12, 6 for 12.
The 6th was good.
And
that last man, he was alive.
This is where I went, holy shit, it is very, very deep here because he qualified 18th.
Yeah.
18th. And I looked at the list above him and went, there's not
they were probably only like a half a second too.
I was gonna say, I mean, it was like Chiz, and there were a couple other guys that I was like, they probably shouldn't out qualify you. But I went, there's not a lot. So
I mean, A-Rod qualified 21st, I think, with a 101.5, and Barsha was a 101.1 or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
What?
Yep.
No, that was the Barsha of old in that last one where Kenny's just scared to pass him.
Yep.
You know,
and that almost got him.
He hasn't really had any. I mean, granted, we haven't had a situation where he's like been in that aggressive mode, but we haven't really seen any like wild moments out of him yet this year.
No, not yet. Justin Cooper, 13, 13, 10 for 13.
That was underwhelming.
He's got to be bummed.
That was underwhelming.
Yeah.
No PJ for you next week.
How
about a BJ?
Shane McElrath.
I don't know if his wife does that.
I think he got BJ on the PJ.
I don't think his wife does that. She probably. Never mind.
Good Christian.
Shane McElrath, 14, 15, 13 for 14.
Shane Sins, dude, just 10 to 14. Hey, dude, give Shane Sins a mud race.
Him and Joey have been real underwhelming so far.
Yeah, speaking of Joey, 17, 14, 14.
I don't know what's going on with him, man.
I called this man for a podium.
Rough.
I don't know. Like somebody I think like took his chicken salad or something because he just.
I think Kawasaki's are just his bike.
He honestly, dude, looks
like whenever that dude's on a Kawasaki, dude, he's good. Like he was good on that Rick Ware bike. He was good when he filled in. Remember his ride at Redbud? Like
he just looks depressed. He doesn't look at all like he wants to be there.
Put Shane, not Shane.
Joey?
Put Joey back on the factory cow. Put him on Prado's bike.
Just don't put him on a pro circuit
you'll
bike.
like this. Luke Clout, put him on it.
I like Luke Clout.
He's riding the Cowie over in
Australia.
Dude is
already. Nasty.
All right, Colt Nichols, 16,
Man,
16, 15.
He always pulls it together for the main, but getting there ain't the easiest.
No.
Dude, he just loves like threading that needle, just being right on the bubble. It doesn't matter if it's an LCQ at a Triple Crown or like 20th
Yeah.
qualifying,
That
going
man,
into the LCQ with Nitro.
yeah, that bike is I don't think he's one of those guys that gels with the old Zook.
No.
I also think that wrist is just always going to be a problem.
You think that's what a lot of it is?
Me personally, I can't say that other people have said that, but I think that wrist is just always going to be a problem. And I've said that since he did it.
Yeah. Mitchell Oldenburg goes 15, 17, 17 for
Not on a Honda, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, on the beta.
Did you see that?
on the Beta.
Chiz goes 18, 18, 18 for 18th.
No tough blocks.
You know
No
what?
tough blocks.
You know what? It would have been a total Chiz night if he would have won 18, 18, 18 for 19th.
How about 18, 18, 18 is the most consistent result on this whole sheet besides Mitchell Harrison going 22, 22, 22.
Yeah, I think he's hurt.
I would assume so.
Your best friend Benny goes 21, 20, 16 for 19.
That is Justin's best buddy.
Hey.
Yo, you talking your best buddy?
A-Rod goes 19, 19, 19.
Nothing like starting
For
your
20.
preseason camp on January 3rd. Fuck yeah.
Who?
A-Rod started his camp on January 3rd.
For why? Who said this?
He did.
Oh.
On the podium?
Yeah. He
What was
literally, like, JT was interviewing him. He's like, yeah, I started camp on January 3rd.
What was the reason?
Solid.
He didn't have a reason. He's like, that's why I'm tired.
And Cade goes 20, 21, 20 for 21st.
God,
and
those
then Mitchell
cowies
Harrison,
just looking, struggling back there.
22. Dude, how about can we talk about Cade's like last lap in that LCQ though?
You mean bummer for Hunter Schlosser?
What do you do? You clean him?
Dude, no, he made up like 8 seconds in the last
The wall
lap.
before the flat coming across the start, like, he's literally like 10 bikes lengths in front of him, and Cade just like launches the wall, and he just passes him like in the air down the straightaway.
I guess I'll have to
It was
watch
a wild last lap of Cade getting by people.
Well, they were panned in on Nichols and A-Rod, and then Mitchell coming through, and all of a sudden, like, Cade just comes through right behind him. I'm like, where the fuck
Everybody's
did
like,
Schlosser
wait,
go?
where did Clayson just come from?
Where the hell?
Yeah. Where's our guy Kevin, that LCQ?
Working his way
One
from
or
behind.
Working his
One or
way.
two
Yeah,
from
the start
back.
wasn't that great. He was like 8th or 9th on the start.
He closed back up on those guys. He
We
probably,
would know if we called him, but you didn't want to call him.
Well,
it's fine.
I just wanted to say he's 4 for 4 on beating the ex-teammate.
Ever at one point can we say the ex-teammate's name? Because like everybody knows
everybody
it.
knows, but we're not. No, we're not going to say it. We're not
No.
going to say it all year. We
Are
don't.
we
I don't
above
speak
that?
it- we don't
Listen,
speak his
I'm
name.
respectful to Kev. I have all the time in the world to go above and beyond for our guy Kev.
By the way, I'm texting him right now to let him know. Hey, just want to let you know.
He's such a prick.
I don't know why Kev deals with you.
Justin
This is funny, though. He
and
might find this
Cole
funny.
I don't know why we deal with him.
Didn't want you on the show tonight.
Tell him why, though.
Nope. That's
Tell
what I'm
you're a
saying.
dick. That is dickish. That is dickish.
All right, that's been your
Tell him why.
That has
He's
been
never
your-
gonna.
That
Tell
has
him
been your
why. He's
not
450
going to.
race.
You
That
are
is-
a dick.
That has
He's not
been your
going to.
450. Can I finish the fucking outro?
No, you're a
please?
dick.
That,
Pull the tampon out of your asshole.
that has been your 450
Mr.
race
Awesome.
recap, brought to you by our friends at Gutter Works, always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. Just want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like this kind of content and you want to see the full show, it's linked right here. If you guys want to make sure that you never miss an update, you never miss a show, a live stream, a bike build, or anything that we're doing, make sure to hit that subscribe button there and make sure to turn on notifications with the bell. If you want to join our members area to help support the show, that's greatly appreciated too, and you can check us recording things live that other people in the general public don't get to see. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see y'all on the next one.